Hi friends, welcome to your movement practice. Downward facing dog is a common yoga pose. Depending on the lineage or style of yoga that you practice, you could probably do between 3 to 10 downward facing dog poses in a class. This will be a breakdown of downward facing dog. Downward facing dog can be a strenuous posture because you're holding up your own body weight. It could place a lot of load on the wrist, a lot of load on the shoulders. It could also compromise your lower back and also your hamstrings. And so this breakdown will help you to efficiently learn how to practice downward facing dog. And if you already practice downward facing dog, then this will be a nice breakdown and to refine what you're already doing. So for this practice, you will need 2 blocks and you'll also need a strap or a scarf. Whatever items that you can grab, whatever you have, go ahead and do that and get ready for practice. We'll start with pelvic positioning. Pelvic positioning, I would say, is the most important for a downward facing dog. I would say it's the most important because this is our center of gravity. Our pelvis, what is below, what is above, right? The positioning of our pelvis tends to affect what's happening below the body and what's happening above the body. Come to your knees. We'll practice pelvic positioning here on the knees. Tops of the feet are down. Hands can be on your hips so you can actually feel what's happening here. Just find your pelvis in a neutral position. Your knees are hip width distance apart. So the knees are right in line with the front of your hip bones. And you can just kind of shift from side to side. Just move your pelvis from side to side. Pelvic tilts are just movements of your pelvis. So come back to your neutral pelvic positioning and begin to arch your back. So what that could mean for you or feel, or how you could feel into this, is to move your sit bones or just your butt back. And you'll notice that the front of your pelvis moves forward, your rib cage may come out, maybe your chest is slightly lifted, and there's an arch through the lower back. Now we'll move the sit bones down so that you can take the arch out of your back. And if you feel around here around your pelvis, you'll feel the front hips lift a little bit closer to your rib cage. So let's add in some movement for that. Slowly arch the back and then smooth out the lower back. Move the front of your hips towards your rib cage and do that a few more times. Try not to squeeze the butt. Try not to activate like any other muscles. While they'll do that naturally, you don't need to clench or hold on to any other muscles right now, but just feel for moving your pelvis. Let's take our pelvic tilts on the ground. Lie down on your back. Have your strap and one of your blocks nearby. As you lie down on your back, have your knees hip width distance apart, similar to how we were on the knees. Your feet are flat on the mat and your arms are relaxed out to the side. Begin to move your pelvis in those pelvic tilts, shifting the front of your hips towards your thighs. The lower back will lift off of the mat and it'll feel arched. And then to reverse that, move your front hips towards your ribs. You'll smooth out that open space of your lower back. Try not to lift the hips or squeeze the butt, and then slowly shift the pelvis forward and just feel this rocking sensation as you shift your pelvis forward and back, just like what we did when we were on the knees. So feel the pelvis shift forward and back here. This is called a pelvic tilt. If you find that there is less movement or maybe there's some resistance here, this is something that you can practice every day. You can lie down on your mat. You can even do this if you're working out at a gym and you lie down after you work out. I find that this is very helpful to alleviate lower back pain because typically when we feel some resistance or tightness, we just need some movement here. We need to loosen up these ligaments and these muscles and to give the joint some space to move better. Come back to the center of your spine and feel that it's neutral, where the lower back is smooth underneath you, your sit bones are underneath you, and take your feet wide. So heel toe your feet out to the edges of your mat and slowly begin to windshield the knees from side to side. So this is also a pelvic tilt, right? Now we're tilting the pelvis from side to side. And this will be considered mobility, because we're mobilizing the hips and the pelvis here. And our joints were intended to move. So as you windshield wiper the knees from side to side, just feel that movement. Feel how your legs carry you from side to side, but also notice how your pelvis moves. Notice how maybe your upper back, your spine, your ribs will move with you as we are moving from the center of gravity at the pelvis. Come back to the center, bring your feet back underneath you, hip width distance apart, and grab onto one of your blocks. Take the block behind your right thigh and you'll grab the block with both hands. Use the block to hug your thigh in a little bit closer to your body. Your left knee is still bent. And we'll work through the ankle now. So downward facing dog, even though there's a lot of focus on the spine and your hamstrings, the ankle is so important. The ankle is important. It's the foundation of the body. The feet are the foundation of the body. So start to flex your toes back to your shin and then point your toes. And you'll notice maybe the calf will press down into the block and then flex toes back towards your shin and then point, and do that a few more times. Move the toes back and then point. Do that one more time. Come back to toes towards your shin and circle the ankle to the right and then to the left. We're just getting some full mobility into the foot and the ankle, rolling around the toes. Come back to the center. Move your toes back to your shin and press the block into your thigh a little bit more. Hug the thigh towards your body and slowly begin to straighten the leg at any degree. Once you feel that stretch in your hamstring, that's where you pause. And then slowly lower the foot down towards the ground. Do that 2 more times. Slowly lift, take your time, slowly straighten the leg. The moment you feel your hamstring kind of pull back, or another indicator is your thigh will move away from your body because your hamstring wants to release that tension. So hug the thigh in. Do that 1 more time. Keep the toes moving towards your shin as you lift the foot up towards the sky. The moment you feel your hamstring respond, that's where you stop. And then lower the foot back down. Move the block out of the way and grab your strap or scarf, whatever you have. Take the item that you have and wrap it around the ball of your toes. Straighten your leg up to the ceiling. Once you grab your strap, I want you to look at your foot. Is the strap on your arch or maybe your heel? Wiggle the strap so that it's underneath your toes, and this will give you more access to pulling the toes down towards the body. Now, once you do this, if your leg is straight and your leg is all the way away from your body, or maybe it's like too close to the body, find that middle line where you can stack your ankle, your knee, and your hip in one line, and take the strap with both hands. Gently pull down on the strap and your toes will move with you so you can feel all this length through the backside of your body. Take a full deep breath into the nose and exhale out of the nose. Full deep breath in, feel the breath move down and into your belly. On your exhale, slowly start to point your toes, but keep pulling down on the strap. You'll feel a nice ankle stretch here. And then point the toes down, pull on the strap. Let's feel the length through the back of the leg. One more deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Bend the knee, take the strap from your foot and place it down onto the side of your mat. To switch sides, grab your block again. You'll place the block behind your left thigh. Press the block to the back of the thigh, hold the block with both hands, hug your thigh towards your body, and relax your foot down. We'll start with the ankle movement. Point your toes and then move your toes back to your shin. Feel the foot move forward and then back towards the shin. Do that one more time, move the foot forward and then back to the shin. Now start to rotate from the ankle. The foot moves to the left and then to the right. Get a full range of motion here through the foot. Come back to the center. Move your toes back to your shin. Hug the block to the back of the thigh. Slowly begin to straighten your leg. And when I say straighten, what I mean to move the leg until your hamstring responds. Another indicator is if your thigh moves away from your body, keep it hugged in towards the body and you'll lower and relax the foot down. Keep your toes moving towards your shin as you straighten the leg at any degree. The moment your hamstring responds, that's where you pause. Lower the foot down. Do that again. Inhale, lift. And lower the foot down. Take the block from your thigh, grab your strap. Place your item over the ball of the foot. So take a look at your foot. If it's on your arch, move the strap to the bottom of the feet. Flex your toes down. Grab the strap with both hands and gently just straighten the arms so that you grab the strap higher as close as you can to the foot and move your toes down towards the body. Feel all this length through the back of the leg and see that your ankle, knee, and hip are in one line. Take a deep full breath into the nose. Feel the breath move in and down into the belly. Exhale, gently hug the belly down to let the breath out of the lungs. Deep full breath in, expand through your lungs. On your exhale, point your toes up to the ceiling. Feel the ankle stretch. And relax. Move the toes back down towards the body. Pull on the strap just a little bit more. Remove the strap from your foot, bend the knee, and place the strap out to the side. Straighten both of your legs. Bring your arms alongside your ears and take a long body stretch. Bend your knees, place your feet on the mat. Now hug both of your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big, big hug. Slowly roll over to one side to press yourself up. All right, friends, this concludes part 1 of your downward facing dog breakdown. If you're ready for part 2, go ahead and check out the next video and I'll see you there. Peace.